Hello and welcome to a video on the highest common factor, which is abbreviated to HCF. Now in a previous video we looked at listing all of the factors of a given number. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to do the same thing, and then we're going to compare the factors of two numbers to identify which factor is in both numbers and which is the highest factor in both numbers. So for example, if we wanted to work out the highest common factor of 18 and 30, well, first of all, let's list all of the factors of 18. So, two numbers that multiply together to get 18, and the trick is to always start with 1 because 1 is a factor of any whole number. So, 1 times 18 is 18. We've also got 2 times 9, and 3 times 6 also gives us 18. And these are all the factors of 18. Now, let's do the same thing with 30. So, 1 times 30 is 30. We've also got 2 times 15. And we've also got 3 times 10 gives us 30. And there's one more, 5 times 6 is also 30. So we have identified all of the factors of 18 and all of the factors of 30. Now let's look at which ones are common to both 18 and 30. So which ones appear in both lists? Well, 1 appears in both lists, and that's quite obvious because I said before 1 is a factor of any whole number. 2 is also a factor of both numbers. And 3 is also a factor of both numbers. Now 5 is a factor of 30, but it's not a factor of 18. 6 appears both times, so 6 is a factor of 18 and it's also a factor of 30. And there are no other common factors. 9 and 18 are both factors of 18, but they're not factors of 30. And 10, 15 and 30 are both factors of 30, but they are not factors of 18. So to answer the question, what is the highest common factor? Well, the highest one that appears in both lists is 6. So let's circle 6 in a different colour. So 6 is the highest common factor. It's a factor that appears in both lists and it is the highest one. So our highest common factor is 6. Okay, let's do one more, and again pause the video and see if you can work out the highest common factor of these two numbers yourself. So let's go through this. So first of all, let's work out all of the factors of 28. So let's start with 1. 1 times 28. We can do 2 times 14. 3 is not a factor of 28. 4 is, so 4 times 7 is 28. And we are done. We've got 6 factors of 28. Now let's do 63. And again, we're going to start at 1. So 1 and 63. 2 is not a factor of 63 because it's odd. 3 is a factor. So 3 times 21 gives us 63. 4 is not a factor, 5 is not a factor, 6 is not a factor, 7 is a factor. I know my 7 times tables, and 7 times 9 is 63. And we are done. There are also 6 factors of 63. So what is the highest common factor? Well, first of all, let's work out the common factors. So we've got 1. 1 is a factor of both numbers. 2 is not. 3 is not. 4 is not. 7 is. So 7 is a factor of 28, and 7 is also a factor of 63. And there are no other common factors. So what is our highest common factor? Our highest common factor is 7. 7 appears in both lists, and it is the biggest number that appears in both lists. So it's over to you now. So I've given you 4 examples or 4 questions, and I'd like you to work out the highest common factor of each of these pairs of numbers. Okay, so let's go through the first one. So the highest common factor of 8 and 12. So I'm going to list out all of the factor pairs of 8 first of all. So we've only got 4 factors of 8, 1, 2, 4 and 8. And now I'm going to list out all of the factor pairs of 12. So we've got 6 factors of 12. Now, what is the highest factor that is in both sets of numbers? So we've got a 1 and a 1. We've got 2, 2. We don't have a 3 in this one. We've got a 4 and a 4. And I think that is the highest one. So yes, the highest common factor of 8 and 12 is 4. Okay, let's look at number 2. So again, let's list out all of the factors of 18 first of all. So we've got 6 factors of 18. And now let's list out all of the factors of 45. And we've also got 6 factors of 45. So what is the highest common factor? So we've got 1 and 1, 2, we don't have a 2 here. We've got 3 and 3. 6, we don't have a 6. We've got 9 and 9, and I think that's the highest one. So yes, the highest common factor of both numbers is 9. 9 appears in both lists. Okay, let's go on to number 3. So the highest common factor of 39 and 65. So let's work out all of the factors of 39. So we've only got 4 factors of 39. And now let's work out all of the factors of 65. And we've also only got 4 factors of 65. So what is the highest common factor? Well, we've got 1 and 1, 3, no 3 over here, no 5 over here. We do have 13 in both numbers. So 39 and 65 are both in the 13 terms table. So our highest common factor is 13. Okay, let's move on to the last one, 15 and 28. So again, let's work out all of the factors of 15. So we've got 4 factors of 15. And now let's work out all the factors of 28. So we've got 6 factors of 28. Now which ones are common? So we've got 1 and 1. So we've got 2 here, we don't have a 2 here. We've got 3 here, but we don't have a 3 here. We've got 5, but no 5 over here. We've got a 7, but no 7 over here. It's not looking good. We've got 14, but no 14 here. We've got 15, but no 15 here. And we've got 28 here, but no 28 here. So the only factor that is common to both of these numbers is 1. 1 is the only number that goes into 15 and 28. So our highest common factor is 1. Now there is a particular name for these types of numbers. So these pairs of numbers, if the only common factor they have is 1, they have a special name. They are called co-prime. So I'll write that down. Co-prime. Okay. So co-prime numbers are numbers that do not share any factors apart from 1. Now before I go, you might be wondering, well, what about if I've got numbers in the hundreds? It will take a long time to list out all of the factors of very large numbers. So is there a quicker way of working out the highest common factor when I have such large numbers? And you'll be pleased to know that there is a quicker, more efficient method of doing this. And I'm going to go through that in a future video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.